It's an early morning out of the campground and ready for a good day today. Either see people or animals up ahead. We have got, I cross a road right up here, right away, and then got a couple things on the menu today. I've got oh yeah, it's a deer way up there. I've got the Washington Monument, now not the one you know of, or I know of, but there's another Washington Monument anyway, it's out here. So, walk right by that today, stop and take a look, and then just have to decide, I could go to, my original plan was to go to, I think it's called Ravens Rock Shelter. It's the last shelter in Maryland. Or I could push a little further. Since I'm leaving so early today, if the weather ends up being good and it's not too hot, I might do that. I push another 6 miles beyond that, I can get out of Maryland into Pennsylvania, which is what I'd really like to do. But that'd end up being a pretty long day, 24 miles or so. So, a bunch of deer back there running away. So anyway, I'll have to see how I'm doing. But possibly by the end of the day, I could be in Pennsylvania. Forest fire danger today, moderate. Danger of my head spontaneously combusting into heat stroke today, extremely high. I'm approaching the Washington Monument. All right, I'm coming out of the wilderness and crossing I-70. So, any of my family from western Kansas or Kansas City, or any of my old friends from Cincinnati, if you guys hurry and jump on I-70, I'll be here for about 2 more minutes. You're gonna have to go fast. I can't wait to see you though. Hurry. Oh, well, I guess you guys couldn't make it. Bummer. Maybe next time. Although the terrain has been really pretty flat all morning. I mean all morning, but I guess I'm really talking about since I passed there, went over I-70. Although it's been really flat, I've been maneuvering boulder fields for hours. I mean, big, just strewn out boulder fields with no organization to them or anything like that. So it's been fun, but slow going for sure. Anybody doing that 4-state challenge, that's definitely a place that'll slow you down for sure. And now I'm out of the boulders, it looks like, for now anyway. Doing a little bit of downhill, and I'm coming up to Wolfsville Road. So, been really just in the wilderness most of the morning, but now I'm coming out onto this little road, and once I do, I will be exactly 10 miles from the Maryland-Pennsylvania border. So, I think I'm gonna make it there today. Still a lot of time. I don't think it's even noon yet. So, that's my plan, is to get there and then just, go a little past and find a camping spot as soon as I can. So, looks like I'm on target for that. Still got a shelter coming up if I get, if I really need to stop or whatever, but I'm shooting for that. So, that'll just put me spending one night in Maryland. One night in West Virginia, in Harper's Ferry, and one night in Maryland at Dahlgren Campground. And then I'll be in the last state that I'm going to be working on this year. It's a bummer, but I'm glad I'll be excited to get into Pennsylvania. And, people always talk about Pennsylvania as there are 2 Pennsylvanias on the AT. One is the south part, which is supposed to just be beautiful and great, and just people love it. The cities, the towns, the hiking, the everything. And then the north, which is just lots and lots and lots of rocks. In fact, people talk about many hikers wear, the same shoes on the whole AT except for Pennsylvania. They will get maybe even some hiking boots or something a little more sturdy to deal with all of the rocks and boulders. So I can't even really imagine. I mean, I've seen lots of rocks and boulders, different parts of the trail. If that's a lot worse, I can't imagine what it is. But I won't get to that part this year. That'll be where I would kind of start next year. So anyway, all right, here's my road. I don't think it's marked down here by the trail, but there's only one road I'm crossing, so Wolfsville Road it is. And 10 miles from the border. All right. I can do it. Going by the Ensign Cowl Shelter. It's looks like a really nice shelter actually. Got a bear pole, putting them up in more and more places. That's great to see. Anyway, it's supposed to have really poor water though. It says it's got a boxed spring, but it says it's somewhat stagnant and not always flowing very well. So if you go there, you may want to bring water from the previous source. Here's a good example of one of those boulder fields. Just strewn out everywhere. I have no idea how long this one is, but the last one was, I don't know, it was a mile long. It just went on. you know, forever. So we'll see. Maybe this is, oh yeah, it goes all the way up there. It just keeps on going. Coming into a little clearing here. I think it's a power line easement. But I'm loving these because lately they've been full of blackberries and or raspberries. But blackberries look all dried up over here. Let's see. We might get lucky. Those haven't come yet. Yeah, those are all still green, and I might not get lucky on this one. We'll see. Well, there were no blackberries out there. I stopped for a minute and tried to cry about it, but I didn't have enough liquid in my body to produce tears, so I just gave up and hiked on. What are you gonna do? I'm just hiking along here and being sort of lazy, dragging my feet, and I caught my left foot on a rock and tripped and just stumbled and made a huge stomp and kind of swung my arms, and anyway, it kind of made a bunch of noise. And on both sides of me, multiple deer like shot out and ran away, and I think they must have thought, you know, because they were sitting there watching me. Obviously, I just didn't notice. I just didn't know they were there. They were very quiet, obviously, and I'm sure they thought that I spotted them and I was taking off and, you know, coming after them like some wild lion. They have no idea I'm just a bumbling fool tripping over my own feet. I think maybe I'd get figured out after 2 months out here, huh? I'm about 3 miles from Pennsylvania border, but I just needed to take this quick little side route just so I could see something off in the distance. There's been a lot of looking at trees and the trail right in front of me today. I'm glad there are some white blazes down in there because I do not see a trail at all, do you? Can you even spot the white blazes? Yeah, well, you basically just start jumping the rocks. And as long as you can see a white blaze, you're on the trail, I guess. All right, this is it. The Mason-Dixon line. I spent one night in Maryland, 2 days, and I am now in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania, another state that I've set my feet in on the Appalachian Trail. So, let's see what this says here. Interesting. So I have to say that I was concerned coming into Maryland knowing that you can only camp in designated camping spots. I thought, what a pain that's going to be. But I have to say, Maryland provides a decent amount of camping spots, designated camping spots, along with their shelters on the AT. And they're good. They're in really good shape. They're nice. They have a lot of amenities. I mean, it was really great. So I will take all that back and say that it was a fantastic experience. Ooh, ripe raspberries. Anyway, it was a fantastic experience, and I can only hope that Pennsylvania is just as great. Oh, the bugs are crazy tonight, so I put the bug net on just for you, Alice.